It happen just about anywhere and really anyhow, including online.
It's true. The 5th annual Sexual Assault Month Twitter chat. It's happening tomorrow and it's hosted by Methodist Hospital.
It is. And Ann Boatwright is the director of the Heidi Wilkie Sane Sart program. Good to see you this morning.
Thanks for having me back.
This is going to be cool, the Twitter exchange online. It's going to be beneficial for a lot of people. But describe the program first. Who do you help? And I guess, how do you help them?
Yeah, so we are a forensic nurse examiner program, and we have 32 nurses who provide care to victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, sex trafficking, strangulation patients, and any sort of abuse neglect patient as well. We will provide care 24/7, 365 out of any for any patient in our emergency rooms at both Methodist and Methodist Women's Hospital, and collect any forensic evidence, provide the medical care, and make sure that they get connected with those resources that they really need.
It needs to be specialized because for years and years it wasn't, and that brought about the program. The need did, but it might surprise a lot of people, the prevalence of these cases. Frame that up for us. How many people need you in this program?
Yeah, last year we saw 400 patients that came through our program. Men, women, you know, came through our program, and so we do think that there is a serious need in our community, and we've grown astronomically. The year before we saw 314 patients, so we have really trended up in those numbers in the recent years.
Yeah, that's medical care that you're talking about, but are there other resources available to individuals that come in? Absolutely.
So we always want to connect those patients to people like advocates through the WCA, Women's Center for Advancement. We'll connect them to law enforcement. We'll connect them to counseling resources and even healthcare follow-up too. That's really important to make sure that they get connected past just us too.
Because you don't know where to go. And if you're a patient and you've been through a traumatic event, you survived that event, and then you're left wondering, like, okay, well, I guess I'll just pick up the pieces and figure this out on my own. You don't have to, because you exist and all of these other partners exist. On a state level, is there anything being done right now with some of these issues? Because you mentioned trafficking and some of these other things that we do think here in this part of the country, we just shouldn't be worried about it. What's happening with our legislature where they are dialed in?
Right. You know, our legislature, I think this year has done an incredible job at bringing attention to the issues that are present within our state. The Women's Fund has done a bunch of research and found that every month in the state of Nebraska, 900 people are posted for the sale of sex. So, you know, our legislature has done a lot to try and increase penalties for traffickers across the state, along with some sexual assault protection orders and various things. So Senator Pansing Brooks has done an incredible job. The Attorney General's office has done an incredible job. And those are just a few. There's so many 900? That are doing such a credible job.
900. I'm still stuck on this number, Ann.
Yes.
I thought we knew because we've talked about it on the show, but I hadn't heard that figure before just then.
You know, the Women's Fund and Creighton University, their research has really given us an idea of what's really happening. And so we're so grateful for the work that all of our community partners continue to do.
Yeah, at the state level, we'll continue to watch that and see how that develops. But let's get to tomorrow's Twitter chat.
Yeah.
How does this work?
So tomorrow we are hosting our 5th annual Twitter chat from noon to 1, and we will have all of our community partners together, media, tweeting out prevention tips, resources, where to go, what to do, what to say, so that people really feel like they're connected to our community and they know what's available for them, and that they're not alone. That's always been our message, and we want to continue that tomorrow and make it bigger than ever.
Do you just follow the Twitter handle right there, Methodist Health? Or how do you connect with the discussion?
Yep, so you just follow and tweet along at #NoMore. That will be the hashtag we use, and then at Methodist Health you can follow along
follow
there.
It directly there.
And Jennifer Griswold from 3 News Now is going to be taking part. I'll be retweeting and then also tweeting some stuff too from my desk, because that's the cool thing about this event, because we think about events as well. I've got to be there from 6 to 9 and I got to go to the venue and do this is the sort of event where you can take part as long as you have a device nearby.
Yep.
So what do you want to, I guess for our viewers, is it about sharing their stories? Is it just about sort of soaking up some of the information that you'll be putting out from noon to 1 tomorrow?
I think all of it. You know, I think having patients know that we're there, having people know what resources are there, but also giving opportunities for people to have their voice be heard and shared. So
you touched on it with some of the partners. You mentioned Jennifer Griswold, and then some of the other partners that are going to be involved with the discussion. Do you want to name some of those?
Yeah, the Omaha Police Department, UNO, WCA, the Attorney General's Office, the Women's Fund of Omaha, and I could go on and on and on.
You will not miss it. I could tell you of last year, like my Twitter feed was just like a lot of hashtag no more. Yeah. But I loved it because what was happening, and at least for me, was having some people who were tweeting back at me, responding to some of the comments, starting to share their stories or relating in some way to the figures that we were sharing.
Absolutely.
I love being able to say to people, like, it's like, drop the stigma, you know what? And I sort of feel like with some of these crimes where people feel like, well, it happened, but I'm embarrassed, to sort of acknowledge moving forward. Right. Don't be, and get the help that exists. It's why you're there. It's why you were created. But this Twitter chat tomorrow, it starts at noon, runs till 1 o'clock, but I'll say if it's 1:15 or 1:32, if we're still going beyond that because you are eating it up, you are continuing to retweet, go for it. But it's at Methodist Health, hashtag no more. But if you're on Twitter at all, I'm at Mary Nelson Omaha. If you're on Twitter at all tomorrow, you're going to see stuff about it. And we encourage you from the bottom of our hearts. I know, Ann, you feel strongly about this. We all do. Yeah. It's about looking out for each other.
Absolutely.
And we can't thank you enough for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you, Ann. Thanks
for coming. Get on my soapbox.
No, you're good. A great message.
It's important. It is. A big basket.